What's up, everyone? Once again, this is Matt back for another real review. My Watt realist. I am back for what's probably been one of the most anticipated movies of this really early year so far. But it's been anticipated since last year. People were looking forward to it, and that is none other than Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. This movie has been anticipated for a few reasons. One, it was the next adventure of the Ant-Man series. Two, it's the first film or property, I should say nowadays, since Marvel does do television. It's the first property that's part of Marvel Phase 5. And three, it is the official introduction of none other than Kang, played by Jonathan Majors, who we got a slight taste of in Loki when we met him as He Who Remains, one of the Kang variants, who gives this warning to Loki and Sylvie saying, hey, if you kill me, I'm just going to end up back here anyways, because what's going to happen is you're going to open the multiverse. There's going to be an infinite number of me coming after you, and we're going to end up in this multiversal war.
See you soon.
For those who don't know, that ends up leading in the comics, at least, ends up leading to Secret Wars, which Marvel did a run recently. Other key information there is that Kang's real name is Nathaniel Richards, who's a descendant of Reed Richards, and so on and so forth. So there was a lot that people were curious about going into this. And Kang, I'll start off there. Jonathan Majors as Kang is brilliant. There's something about Jonathan Majors as an actor, and you see it in the Creed 3 trailer. You see it numerous times through this. He's got this calmness about him, but there's a tell in his acting where there's like this quick eye blink and slight twitch, and you can see that mentality shift, and it's something I think is perfect, because you can visibly tell in whatever film he's in that's when you're meeting the real character, the shift of mentality of this character, just a quick change, and I love it about him. And that's present here when we first learn about Kang and his story and his connection to the series. I'm not going to go deep into spoilers about him. That's why I'm being so vague. And overall, he's the best part of the movie. I was blown away. He is calm yet menacing. He is able to bring a presence that people thought Thanos was a presence. He is a presence. And now that we know eventually, hopefully, that there's going to be this infinite number of him throughout these Phase 5, Phase 6 films, which, by the way, we do have Kang Dynasty announced. That was announced at D23 and Secret Wars, so this is why I'm saying all this. It's important to really cover that character. Now, the movie itself is kind of a mixed bag. There's a lot going on. You do separate our key 5 characters, but it works to a certain degree because the separations are by family. It's basically you have the Pym Van Dyne family and the Lang family. And we know from the trailer, Scott's talking about how he loved being a dad. He's missed some time. So it makes sense in this story for him to spend as much time possible with Cassie, who's now essentially a grown woman, and played great. Katherine Newton. Katherine Newton is kind of a breath of fresh air. She adds some real young talent, and you can tell eventually she's going to end up in the Young Avengers. But performances are fun. It all boils down to the story and how choppy it is, and how it's a 2 hour and 5 minute runtime. but I think an extra 5 to 10 minutes helps it breathe a little bit more, helps provide a little bit more context to certain aspects. But there's cool little things and details. Like Cassie calls Hank, Grandpa Hank, that makes sense because he's, even though he like Scott and Hope and Janet missed 5 years of her life, he's been such a part of her life since she was young. The quantum machine that we see in the trailer that Cassie made, she just designed based off of reading Hank's journals during the blip. So there's a lot as to why Hank means so much to her as a character, and I thought that was cool. Hope and Scott's relationship is best it's ever been. I just wish I got to see more of them together. But there's a couple other cool little Easter eggs and cameos and things like that. Confirmations on some things people have thought based off of things in the trailer. I won't get into those too specifically, but I mean, whether it's a mechanism only designed for killing Kang and his brutality, or the effects, this film's got those. But the overall story, I just wish it was stronger. So if I'm gonna give this film a rating, I'm going with 3.5 out of 5. Still fun. I don't know if this is my favorite in the series. I think the Ant-Man trilogy probably got a little bit weaker with each film. Out of the three, my favorite is still the first one. But it's still fun to be had. I'll say this. I will definitely revisit this for Jonathan Majors. Wow, what a performance. It was funny enough. It was funny because I took my godson who hadn't seen Loki, and you can argue that this is the first film where you may need to actually start watching the Disney Plus shows to understand what's going on. And in that case, this is Loki. So before the movie, I showed him the season finale of Loki. No other context than that was the last episode of Loki, and he'll be able to understand the character of Kang a little bit more. And an 8-year-old picked up on everything that Kang, or He Who Remains, explained in that episode, and it did help him understand Kang and his motivations in the movie a little bit more. And he was talking to me about that a couple times during the movie, but also after, and I thought that was really cool. So if you haven't watched Loki, I can suggest watching that, or at least just watching the finale and getting that little bit of understanding to how Kang is where he is. There are 2 post-credit scenes, so be sure to stay completely through the trailers. And yeah, if you haven't watched us on our Twitch channel, What Real Ent on Twitch, that is myself, Connor, Taylor, anybody on this channel who with the game system who wants to really. We all just Twitch and have fun, whether it be Fortnite, now Hogwarts Legacy, Taylor with God of War, just a wide variety of games. Go check that out. This Sunday, the HBOs will be covering The Last of Us episodes 5 and 6. Yeah, we've become a bi-weekly show because there's so much entertainment dropping at this time, whether it be the Super Bowl, or the fact that the finale is the night of the Oscars, or yeah. But we'll be back for that. And yeah, be sure to check out everything we do over here at What Real Entertainment, whether that be stuff like this, whether that be our podcast, whether that be gaming, whether that be shorts, because those are going to be happening soon. But until then, signing off, I'm Matt, and this was another Real Review. Have a good one.